It's an interesting fishery here at Avington Lakes. It's an incredible private fishery that you come here, and it's got some amazing crystal clear waters. There's 3 lakes here and they rely on sight fishing, so it's not like your standard put and take fishery where it's perhaps at times dirty water. This is really crystal clear water to pretty well educated fish, you know, so you've got to do a lot of things right. So from a fly fisherman who's done a bit of work, this is really stimulating fishing. Oh, there we go. It's a lovely little fish here, and these are wild fish in the little tributary of the Avington River, which is obviously, I understand, will be quite a famous little river in this area, and it's home to a lot of wild browns. This one's actually a rainbow, so he might have escaped when he's little out through the system and got through there, but nice and aggressive towards flies, and great fun to literally be, you know, a lovely river fishing. So it's not just lakes, you've got this lovely movement, and he was actually rising there, so a great little opportunity to spend time in a river as well as the lake, literally on your doorstep. Just get that net, only a little fish, but they're all terrific. All right, now if we're on the Stevenson, he'd be a ripper, leaving the Rubicon. And on the Inchon, he's still pretty cool too, so we'll just get that out. Lovely little fish. And we might just throw him back in while he's pretty green. We'll just, he's good to go. There we go. Nice one. Always a rainbow as well. Just great little fish there. You can just very active once they saw something on the surface. I've got like a rubber leg stimulator, which I tend to use very frequently back home on our rivers, because it just looks like so many different things, like a big caddis, you know, or it could be a cricket or a grasshopper, and the fish tend to eat it, which is great. And good fun, great fun. I'm just amazed at the water clarity. I mean, you look at this, and these weeds is what you see on every spring creek in New Zealand. It's just incredible. Oh, yeah. Nice little fish. It's all catch and release in the stream. There you go, got a lovely little rainbow from a tributary of the Avington. Perfect. And they're good. If you don't spend a lot of time with them out of the water, you can get a quick shot and put him back in, and he's still got plenty of air through his gills there, so he can get back to normal, and he'll be feeding pretty quickly again. Beautiful. And that's here I am. I just can't get over this place. I cannot get over it. Just the clarity of that water is just incredible. But here I am casting to a reasonable sized fish in that lake, and I just noticed a couple, and that was terrific. I could just see him just on that little sandy bank, and he's a brown, so he's a wild original brown from the area. And they're an incredible strain. The browns came from this side of the world, and the rainbows from the American side mainly. And he's a lovely little wild fish. He's a good £1.5 pounds, and that's what we'd get on the Rubicon, and terrific. Beautiful. Come on, matey. Be all over soon. We'll make you famous. And that's a brown, so you can instantly see the difference there from the rainbows with that big red stripe. Whereas, funny enough, he's brown. So we won't muck around with these. They must go back. It's all catch and release on the river there. But a stunning fish, just the same. Stunning fish. Get him back in. Thanks, matey. Perfect. And we've been walking up here. We've probably got, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 fish out of the river. We've come to fish the lakes. I mean, this is what, like Avington Lakes is literally world renowned. We get people from all over the world coming to fish this because it is a trophy fishery, and you need a little bit of skill. They can teach you as well. They have like a couple of guides around as well, so they can teach you how to cast, how to, you know, tie flies and how to present them to the fish. And this is almost sort of like a byproduct, but being a river fisherman myself from back home and in New Zealand, this is just so exciting to walk up a river and see fish and get them to take. It's pretty good, but that's what we're here for, and I need to drag myself back this way. So these sort of lunches, that's what you normally put on here?
This is dead easy. We can do this, we can do French rolls with cheese and ham and whatever. Dietary requirements, just tell us what you need and we'll lay it on for you.
Yeah, that's why I really noticed when you can do like breakfast as well. You know,
If starting off with just bacon rolls, or we can do the full English or whatever you like. Again, tell us what you like and we can lay it on.
Yep. And the odd beer as well at lunch, that's not too bad.
Perfect.
Yeah, so if you caught a few, you can actually celebrate. And if you haven't caught any,
commiserate.
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. But the fish we stock in the lakes start at £4.
Wow.
That's the minimum stock size. So they go up to £20.
Yeah.
And we've had bigger than £20. So
the fishing here is mind-changing from what we're used to back home. I just find it incredible. I know I've only got to fish one of the lakes. There's another two that are actually better, but just the river right next to it, the lakes, the size of the fish, the side aspect, it's just outstanding, and I think that's incredible value for money.
Well, it's kind of you to say, and I appreciate you saying it. Yes, you can have a 2-fish ticket, that's £50. Normally that's a half-day ticket.
Yeah.
A 3-fish ticket is £70, and a 4-fish ticket is £80. You catch 4 fish, and they weigh an average of £5 each. You've got £20 weight of fresh, beautiful trout in beautiful condition out of perfect water. And what would that be in Tesco's? That would be £3 a pound. So you've got £60 back for your £80 layout.
Yep.
It's not
bad.
That's quite a cheap day. Yeah,
it works out pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have our own smokehouse. So if you want to have your fish smoked, we can do that for you as well.
And he's over to it. Oh. And he's back. Oh, and I pulled it out of his mouth. And he's still back. And now got him. Good. Well, that was pretty good. Now we've been, the word is challenging fishing for a couple of hours in these magnificent lakes, and I guess it's so stimulating because it is literally so clear, and you can literally see everything unfolding before your eyes. And as an angler, even if you're not catching fish and you can see them, you know you're doing something wrong, or whether it be the fly or whatever, so you don't get in too much of a panic. If you're not seeing fish, you don't know whether they're there. But to actually see them just is so stimulating from a fly fishing point of view, and it's why I certainly do it and why I get so much enjoyment out of it. We went through a couple of different sizes and fly changes and really just altered things in different types of nymphs. Wow, and they've got a good bit of go there. We're using about, what's down on that second fly, 6 pound fluorocarbon, because they're reasonably sizable fish, so you need to certainly coax them back your way. A fly with a bit of colour to it so that they'd see it, and it certainly did the trick. And sometimes that's what it is. It's about persistence, but it's also not doing exactly the same thing and expecting things to change. And a nice fish, and just as we're playing this one, I can look out there and there's one there, one there, one there. I can see another 6 or 7 fish, just as big. And they've got them here, as Bob was mentioning, up to, you know, like 20 odd pound. I think the record's, I don't know, 22, 27. I don't even know whether that was a dolphin or whether it was actually a trout. But they're just massive, just because the water is so crystal clear and so much food that they just thrive in this water. And this will be still a reasonable, I don't know, £4 pound or so, which is sort of their average, which is great. But some of these other ones you can see swimming around are way bigger than that. There you go. That's a good one to finally have one in the net there. Oh, there you go, absolute beauty. Avington Lakes, a female with that more rounded nose there. So like an olive with a black bead or a gold bead?
Yeah, probably gold bead.
Gold bead, better?
Gold bead.
Just a little one like that, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's him.
Oh, got it. You got it.
Yeah. Ooh. No, that's nice. Now there you go. No, it's a good one. It was George, the super guy's just coming over, and I said, I really need to catch a big fish. Oh, well, not really need to. Like, I'm pretty good. I could go home an hour ago. It was just fantastic here. But we'd casted this one a couple of times. He said, well, you just got to change flies. He said, that's what all the boys that catch a lot of the bigger fish will do. They will change flies. And we'd cast him a few times, one with a little orange bead, and he'd come over and look at it and turn away. There you go. Nearly ripped the rod out of my hands. Oh, and it's come off. But, you know, you go, well, that doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not life-threatening, is it? But that fish, Georgia said it, that's over 10, 11 pounds, you know, so that's a really sizable fish to get in water like this. So, yeah, that would have been good, but, you know, sometimes it comes out, so there's not much you can do. You can throw your rod, but I'd have to go in and get it. So, just wind it in and find another one. See his mouth. It's harder to cast short for it. I've got to get it right in his vision. Yep, there we go. That was good. So he was happily feeding there, and I could see his mouth like open and close. You see that little, what they call a wink, and that's the white of his mouth going like that. And that's when you know, when they still do that, you know they're not worried about you haven't spooked them, and you can still persist. And it was just a matter of getting that little nymph in front of him, and he was going to take it. So that's quite pleasing after losing that one just before. It was closer to 15 than it was 10. But again, we talk about how visual, you know, how appealing seeing everything unfold is, and to watch that fish take, it's just fantastic. Come on. Oh, there we go. That's nice to get that one in the net, but I would have liked his big brother from a couple of casts ago. And no point crying over spilt milk. Probably 6 or 7. Oh, a bit over. Oh, just on 7, so not a bad fish. Well, Avington Lakes is one of the best trout fisheries, I think, in the whole of the UK. It's amazing sight fishing with 3 different lakes, and they're all virtually slightly different depths and things like that. And there's a mixture of browns and rainbows in really great sizes. They're not always easy. You've really got to put a fair bit of time into your fly selection, your presentation, and when you get them, they've got plenty of go in them too, which, you know, they're into your backing in no time. So it's a great fishery that you're really going to enjoy, and it's going to stimulate you as a fly fisherman and help you improve as well. So if you get the chance, come to Avington Lakes. You're really going to enjoy it.
Yes. Okay, well, we've got a little shop where the anglers come in here first in the morning to buy their ticket, and if they need flyers, we've got a huge selection of flyers and all the things that they're likely to need on a day at Avington. Leader, line, priests, jackets, wetties, umbrellas, boots. We've got most of the stuff here, and we've got a lot of the trophies here that have come out over the years. Some of the big fish from some of the early rainbows and the big browns. This is a cheetah trout, blue trout. We get the big blueies come in. Fight like hell, the big blueies. And a lot of people come just to get that. You may as well come without a rod as to come without Polaroids. So when you come, bring Polaroids, bring a hat. You need to be able to see the fish under all conditions, and the Polaroid is the only way to do it. So everything's here if you need it, and plenty of advice if you need that. Well, you'd be very welcome. We'd like to have you here. We'd like to see you here. We have people fly in from all over the world, so come and join us and have an exciting day at Avington.